This is not actually a tutorial today. This is just how I sketch. You're just going to watch me sketch and see what I do, and how I do it basically. So that's basically what I do pretty much every day. A little bit of a training run, as they say. So all the things I show you all, this basically gives you an outline as to how I train it. So it takes a lot of self-discipline, like everything pretty much in life. But if you don't have that, you're not going to get the results. And I've got my own little goals that I want to achieve, and that's why I have to put in a little bit more work with regards to what I do. So I'm just drawing some random faces. I have no idea what I'm going to come up with when I do things like this. It's just freestyling it, so to say. And I jump from one face to the next. As you can see, the tricky part is that you can't, well, I haven't got the opportunity to rub anything out. So that's why I do it. I do it purely because of that reason. So every line that I put on the paper is just pretty much going to stay. And you just can't. I think it's, for me, it's like you just learn to ignore the mistakes, and then you can improve your freestyle sketching, if you want to call it that, if I can use that term. I'm not designing any character for any specific reason. For me, it's like, if you want to practice all the skills that you have, hatching, geometry, I don't know, to how to draw eyebrows, how to draw eyelashes, just do mad sheets like this. I draw these all the time. I've drawn these for years, and it doesn't matter about the actual. Hold on, let me just see what. Sorry, I didn't even say hello to all of those that have joined me. You're more than welcome. Who's in the house? Derek, Sarah, or Sarah. Happy Art. Nice to see you again, Happy Art. Very nice to see you. Well, it hasn't been a while. It's been a few days, let's say. Um, so what am I doing? I'm doing what I do all the time, and that is random sketch sheets. So today I'm focusing a little bit more on the face, different angles, and I'm playing with regards to what type of faces that I want to draw. I've drawn some kind of, I don't know, ghoulish looking character here. I don't know who he is, and a couple of female faces. And then what I do is I kind of navigate between all of these. So I might start here, I'll stop, and then I go here. Then I go stop, and I go, there's no rhyme or reason to it. But I find this quite nice, quite relaxing. And I thought I'd just touch base quickly to see how you guys are getting on, and say hello. Happy corner, happy art corner. Buenas tardes. Buenos dias. Bro, brave. I can't type. Why can't you type? Smart Alec artist. Why can't you type, mate? What's up, mate? How you doing, Vicky? I am. Hey, hey. Faye the goat. How are you the goat? I would love to know. That's nice. What do you draw, mate? Smart Alec. What do you draw? I can't type either. I'm not very well organized, if I'm honest, either. So that's one of the flaws with being creative, I think. I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's one of the flaws with regards to being creative, because you can't be good at everything. I try to be organized, and then I'm not very organized. With certain things, I'm very organized. But you know what? The things that really hit me hard are boring things like Excel. Oof. That for me is like hard. I can't do things like that. Excel is my Achilles heel. That is really the most boring thing. And people have tried to teach me it, and I'm like, nah, I just want to write things down on a piece of paper, you know? And I just hate things like that. Tables, mathematics. Oof. Oh dear. Brace for drawing with the pen. This is all I do, mate. This is all I do. I pretty much, I think this is my go-to tool. You know, I don't have to, I don't even think about, oh, do I need the pencil? I don't even think about it. I just pretty much just grab it and just draw. No, zero reference. As you can see, I'm not looking at anything. I'm just freestyling it. Whatever comes out, comes out. And sometimes you stumble across some really good stuff. Like this face is quite cool actually. And you don't know where it's coming from. And that's what I like. I like to draw faces that are just, they're not pre-scripted. They're just, and if you haven't seen my sheets like this before, I do this all the time. And I even draw over good stuff because I'm drawing something badly, and I just draw over it because I think it's almost a flow state. I hate to use that term because I don't even know what that actually means. I don't really know what that means, but I think I kind of get it because when I start drawing like this, I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing or what's around the drawing or whatever. This guy actually looks a bit like me, if I'm honest. This is what I look like. When there's no milk in the fridge, this is my face. So, I'm really interested in seeing an evolution in your drawing from over the years. From over the years. Did you see my Spider-Man? Check my Spider-Man drawing out. Because that was one of my earliest drawings ever. Check one of those ones. Fade go. Check that one out. I haven't got it here. But you know what I'm interested, Faye, you know what I'm interested to see? Where I go with my art in the next year. Because I'm fascinated with Bernie Wrightson. I think he's brilliant. I absolutely think he's brilliant. And I love his shading. I love a lot of what he does. I don't really like the subject. I'm not into the zombie stuff, you know. But I do feel that I've only really, like, in the last 10 months, concentrated on my drawing. Really concentrated on it. Because I never really concentrated on my drawing work. What you see now, I believe, I believe that this is me at my infancy. I really do believe that because I never drew like this before. I didn't go to art college. I didn't, I'd never studied comics, but now I'm actually making a point of studying what I look at. And I never studied anatomy before. Never. Never, never, never. And now it's like, oh, I like anatomy. It's quite cool actually. And I find that I'm kind of developing my own little style. And it's a bit mad because I draw like this all the time. And I think it's because I was poor when I was growing up. I was very poor. And always used to have to think about, my mum used to say, oh, don't use too much paper. So I never used too much paper. And I think I did still do that now. I did a live today just to show you, right? Just to show you how funny this is, right? I just clicked now. Just to show you, I've got a piece of paper here, right? I did a live this morning, right? Yeah. And that's on the back of the live. So that goes to show you I'm recycling I was recycling from the day I was born. Not wasting paper, mate. Don't waste paper. Have you tried? Have I tried? I did perspective today. What's your name? Mr. Chuck. Hold on. I don't even have to reach far. Look. Look, there you go. I did perspective this morning. You can even see the date on here. So I did perspective today, and I posted it on my YouTube. So if you don't know where that is, it's on YouTube, and I'm Artwalker on YouTube. And I did perspective faces. Not faces, objects. Objects today. And now I'm just like, I don't know, I just decided to draw some faces in perspective. So this is where, as you can see, it all bleeds over into another image. Look at that. That's what I kind of like that. I like that. I kind of like to, I don't know, play with the whole, I don't know, chaos, the chaos of it. I like that. I kind of like that. How you doing, V? How you? Oh! It just started jumping. V is my moderator, very loyal. South Africa, you are. You're in South Africa. Look at that. Art unites. That is brilliant. I'm really. Oh yeah, you see, I've seen that one. Just hold on. I'm gonna have to find an old one. Hold on. Right. I don't have any real high school stuff. Or do I? Hold on. You know what? That's a good point, actually. And I have got my folder from when I was at university, and I did a Batman project. And I can honestly say to you, the artwork is pretty good. And I'm going to post that. I'm going to uni art post. Right? So you've just prompted me, and I wouldn't have thought of that today. And I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to grab my university art stuff, and I'm going to post it, because that would interest you all. And I'm going to show you. Ooh, and I don't know the dates, because I haven't written the dates on some of these. I'm going to try and find some of the early stuff. So this was, I don't know, when was that? I don't even know when that was. That has to be about 5 years ago. Easily. Hold on. I've got something here. One of my earliest drawings when I was teaching kids to draw was, let me put that here. It's a little bit more entertaining for you guys, right? So, really early stuff. 2020, there you go. That weirdo. So that shows that I haven't made much improvement, if I'm honest. But that was 2020, as you can see here. This, I don't know when that was. Can't remember. Pretty old. Batman and Catwoman, not sure. And then I've got some kind of, this is the older stuff. Some sort of Bane looking character. And then I've also got, yeah, that's good. I'll just take you through this folder, actually. So this is some Batman looking bit, you know, the proportions are a bit off, and the shading is definitely a bit off. You can see it. But that's how I used to draw back then. It's not bad. It's not bad, but there are things that are very, I find a bit erratic. This is a bit of a newer one. This is an old one, but you can see I've improved a bit. This is some old Wolverine character. I did spot someone that drew that before. That's not my interpretation, but I looked at what he did and I decided to draw it as well. So that's that one. This is something I just came up with. I used to like drawing a lot of as you can see, perspective. Perspective is coming up a lot today, actually. And what else we got? Some kind of ogre looking character. What's the date? No date. Oh, Batman. I don't even think I posted that one. 2022. That was quite a while ago. Playing around with lighting and stuff. Pretty nice. And then I've got some Kung Fu dude. Well, that's actually how I get up in the mornings. I jump into that pose just to let you guys know. This is actually digital. I drew it in pencil. There you go. That was the pencil drawing. I don't know. He hasn't got a name, and he's got some material or clothing. And then I drew it again digitally. As you can see, the hatching is not great. But that was, part of the journey. Even this arm looks a bit weird. I can acknowledge that. I think I would actually make the arms a lot bigger. So for me, they're a little bit short. So that was that. Then we got Wolverine. This arm is wrong. That's why I never show that arm, because it's wrong. But this is not a bad drawing, if I'm honest, but I just got that arm wrong. That's why I'm not going to show it. Not going to show that arm is wrong, but the rest, I'm going to just show the rest. I think I'll post it just like that. You can see it's not too bad. It's not bad. 2022 Wolverine, Hulk. If anyone recognizes who that is, that would be really funny. Oh, 31. Oh, so Infinite. I'm doing the old drawing, old sketchbook recreations. Yes, I'm gonna redo the Spider-Man. I'm redoing that already. I'm doing that. I've got it on the side here. This one is my oldest Spider-Man ever. I just saw it actually. This is not being pre-scripted, if I'm honest. This is one of my oldest drawings ever. And I can honestly say to you, this is the drawing that gave me hope. This is the one I thought, I'm quite good at this, but I wasn't very good. And it's on the worst piece. Look at the paper. The paper's even, it's creasing on the edges. It's really rubbish. There was nothing good about that. And I thought I was brilliant when I did that. And then I did it again. And the redraw is an A3. But I'm going to redraw the redraw. And that's the one that I'm correcting. So there you go. 1-to-1. There's the 1-to-1 Spider-Man. Over the years, you can see, few alterations have been made. And that's why it's important to just keep pursuing, keep going. Don't give up. You are going to hit 1 million hurdles, but it doesn't mean it's not worth it. So if I've bored you, I apologize. So if anyone knows who that is really funny, because that is Valentina Shevchenko, MMA fighter. Oh, there you go. Cub Swanson. I used to draw a lot of MMA fighters, actually. So Cub Swanson. This was my version of Spider-Woman. Haven't posted her yet because it's a bit hardcore. just the way the legs are. And I was like, oh. But that was my version of Spider-Woman. And I drew these legs. You see the legs here? Yeah. And yeah, it's a bit different. Don't know who that is. This is a digital drawing that was done in Photoshop. So I did dabble a little bit in digital stuff. As you can see, there's a mistake here. But, you know, it looks nice. Quite nice. Don't do that anymore. Some, I don't know, flying dude. Bit of perspective and... Don't know who this is. Just drew it anyway. Mystical looking. Don't know who this guy is. Little bit of perspective, as you can see. Saw an image that inspired me to draw this bank robber that's getting shot at. 2022. Some sort of Wolverine. One of my favourite images, actually. This one. It's called Afro Girl. No date, unfortunately, without a date. I do like that image. I would never draw that again. Never, ever. I'll draw it again, but not on the original. The original has to stay the way it is. Some hulking character. It's quite nice, actually. It's funny, I haven't looked at this for years. And this is that guy. What's that guy's name? I can't remember his name. Now you're taking me back down memory lane, mate. The hands are a bit dodgy, but never mind. Don't know who this young lady is. Just came out. Don't know who this is. I'm just looking for dates, actually, but I can't find any dates. Don't know who that is. 2020. That was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So I've always had a bit of an obsession with females, and definitely with dreadlocks. And these kind of cyber shaven looks. Not that I've ever gone out with anyone that's had that look. And this is what? Batman, isn't it? Yeah. And then I'm not going to stop till I get to the end. This is quite nice, actually. Never posted that one. This kind of space scene. You can see the space scene. Legs are a bit long. A little bit long. But, you know, whatever. And then this is what? Some, I don't know, Daredevil. Yeah, I think it was a Daredevil. You got people in the background. And then you got this cool, I think this was from a magazine of some young lady. Her hands are a bit big, but never mind. Her wrist is not right. This face is nice. This one's falling from a building backwards. Oh, this is another one. That's nice. That is pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty nice. I like that. I haven't seen these for years. I'm going down memory lane. Captain America. This was from... Oh, God. What's it called? Not Tick. What's it called? There's a game. Some character. Can't remember. Face. No. Don't know. I never played that game. Fortnite. That's it. Fortnite. 2021. So you guys are seeing all the bad stuff. Nah, the development stuff, so to say. Some kind of character. I don't know. I think I found a pose, and the woman was just sitting on the floor, and I thought I could use that pose, and I turned it into a character. That's what I did there. Experimenting with colours. That's the original, was like that, and then I was experimenting with the colours, see how it turned out. And this young lady was from, you see a Z, a 2, and a H when I was drawing, and I was trying to teach kids how to draw superheroes. 0 to hero. That's why she's got that logo there. Oh, sugar, 54 messages. I need to stop here. There you go. Silver Surfer. I'm nearly at the end. And sorry to bore you. So, and that's just one of about 6 folders. So let me see what's going on. That's I know. You see, yeah. Unfortunately, that's who I am. How you doing, Kim? I was just having a little bit of a, I don't know, what would you call it? Nostalgic journey through my artwork. You live? I'm guessing. Yeah, in the mornings. Yeah. Usually I'm live in the mornings. Mini player. I don't even know what mini player is. You have to let me know. I have to check it out myself. Yes, I am usually live in the mornings. That's really odd, artificial idiot. And I remember your name actually. That's really odd. Thank you for the kind gifts, Leanne. I'm serious. No, but I am serious. So serious. I will post some of my old stuff. And I've got some really old stuff. And I mean like I think they're in the attic. I'm going to post some of those. And they're mainly female you know what? Thank you for that. What's your name? Fader Goat. Old stuff. I'm gonna write old stuff in attic. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna start posting some of the older stuff. Thank you for that. You give me a good idea actually. Very cool. Thank you very much, and Angel. Everything that I do, you can find on YouTube. I used to use the pencil before. I used to use the pencil before, but not anymore. Yeah, I will one day pick it back up again when I learn how to hold one again. The best is yet to come. Faye the goat, the best is yet to come. I promise you that. Promise you that. The best is yet to come. This is not the start, mate. No, 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 no way, no way. Master, never, never, never. Never, never, never. No, 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 no. Oh, sometimes I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Give me a few years. Give me a few years. In 10 years, then I can. I might declare myself half a master, but got a long way to go, mate. I got to put a lot of work in. Stay humble. Thank you. Love the spider. You went to see it when you see the finished version. That is going to be a showstopper. I promise you. It's going to be a showstopper. I almost said your version of Sonya from Mortal Kombat. And you know what? I never even used to play games when I was a kid. This is not even my portfolio. That's my sketchbook. That's not portfolio. That is just like one of about 8 stacks of images that I've just drawn over the years. Hellboy, that's the name I was looking for, Libby. Thank you for that. Yeah, and I wonder where. I wonder if I wonder if I was always quite good, but never. I'm not really improving anymore. This is a scary thought. That's a scary thought. Yeah, I will. The Spider Man is going to be the first one. The Spider Man is going to be the first one. I am. How do I learn to invent poses? I don't invent poses. I look at people or images of people posing. So if you haven't check my YouTube, and then you'll see how I break down poses, and literally grab a magazine and think about the skeleton of the person, and then add your cylinders and da da da, and then I think you'll start picking it up. But you have to literally break it down. Thank you, Angels Cakes Eats. Angels Cakes Eats. Funny name. Interesting. Nah, mate. No. What are you talking about? No, I'm not playing it down. It is what it is. It's not. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet, mate. It's. Give it time, mate. Give it time. Just kidding. Hours and hours. You know what it is, right? Some people might say hours of practice, and I've said it as well. Hours of practice, hours of perseverance. You're gonna have to have that, right? So it's perseverance, practice, and you have to enjoy what you do. That is the key, because then you don't mind putting in the practice, then you don't mind putting in the hours. So for me, discipline is one, perseverance is another, because you're gonna stumble across things that don't work for you. I That happens to me every day, all day. I draw things even live, and I think, oh, that wasn't that right, and I look at it after, and I think, oh, that's how I should have done it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make it totally wrong, right? It was just wrong in that moment. There's nothing here that is totally right. I don't care. I'm gonna keep drawing and keep drawing and keep drawing, because in the end, you might have these perfect moments, but they're few and far between, I believe. Have you tried drawing Choso? Never even heard of it. I will write it down on my super list here. Choso, question mark. Don't even know who that is. Yeah, and that's why I don't. That's why I never go back to old drawings. I never touch them again. I redraw them, but I never go back to them. Oh yeah, no, no. You have to be self-critical, right? Back then, I used to draw like that. I used to draw like that. There were so many things right, and then I drew one arm really wrong. Don't ask me why. It could have been, I don't know, distracted, or this is part of the growth, the part of the journey. Ah, interesting. Interesting. And we did lighting today. I need to study lighting, because for me, to master something, you have to master many different things. And I don't feel like I've mastered any one thing yet. So, being a master in art is for me a huge endeavor. I was thinking that is that Angela Cakes Eats. Is that a foodie one? Yeah. I'm not into sweets if I'm honest. Just let me go quickly to the gents. I'll be back in a minute. Put that quickly there. So back again. Sorry about that. Nature calls. Can you actually cook really good stuff, Angela Cakes? Because that's really good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, you're talking to the right man. It's from JJK. V, you're losing me, mate. What's JJK? JoJo's. I don't know. I've just made that up. Ah, yeah. Cheers, mate. Oh, you knew I wasn't gonna know that. You knew that. That's brilliant. Thank you for that. Oh, 100%. I'm 55. I'm still learning. I'm happy to be learning, mate. I'm happy to be learning and I'm happy to be inspired, because I'm online and like I get inspired by what people say, right? That was a point someone made. Someone made the same point. I think it was Faye something. Faye something. So I've got 3 inspirational tips that I need to look up tomorrow, and I've got the day off tomorrow. So I'll look these up, and they will take me on my journey, 100%, and that's brilliant. Got to go, mate. Okay, anytime you want, mate. Just ring. If I'm not at school, I'll take the phone call 100%. How you doing, Glyn? I haven't sketched anything for the last 20 minutes. I've been talking absolute lovely stuff. What's that? Where's the name of that guy that decided to mention something? So I'm going to get back to drawing. Have you tried? No, Chosa, haven't tried. Is that food? Sounds like a dish. I know what type of man you are. Is that a joke? Yeah, I just realised it was a joke. Oh, you must have been in the chat. That was so funny. That was so funny. Oh, that is too funny. Anyway, I missed that one. Sorry, I was just scrolling through and I just caught it. I hope I didn't. I lose my spark to draw sometimes. Yeah, but you see, this is what I say. Just sometimes, what I would suggest and what I do is just draw without a goal. Don't draw with a specific goal because I think that kills the desire. Do you see what I mean? It's like playing a game that you used to love and now you have to play for money. I think that can kill the desire. Or you have to do it by a specific time. And that, I don't know if that's destructive or not, but I don't think it works for everyone. Yeah, it takes the edge off it. And like me, if I make a mistake here, it doesn't really matter. I can just keep going, you know? And it doesn't really bother anyone. Some people might say, oh, yeah, this is wrong and that's wrong. And you just have to ignore the noise. Because I've got so many of these sheets and they're like pieces of works of art of, you know, in their own right, purely because they're free, you know, they're not confined by, oh, you should do this and you have to do that. So I'm going to sketch a little bit more, just to show you guys that I'm not AI, and I did actually do this all without a rubber. And just to encourage you, this is what I also say to my students at school. You know, I'm probably not the best art teacher in the world, but I teach them, don't worry about the mistakes. Oh, should I rub that out? I said, no, leave it. And no, but it's not right. And I said, yeah, I want to see how you did it. I want to see how you got to that point. Should I take away these guidelines? I say, no, leave it. And they're like, really? And I say, yes. But, you know, I want them to understand that the guidelines are there to guide you. And the guidelines guide me as to how they've achieved that goal. Do you see what I mean? And that's why I like to see their work. And I like to see their guidelines. And then I say, right, if you're doing a finished piece now, that's where you get rid of it. That's where you tidy it all up. You polish it up and make it look fantastic. And pretend that the guidelines don't actually exist. That's what I like to do. Thank you, Angel. Thank you very much. How you doing? Got tebe. We are all trying in life. Generally, you can learn so much about yourself by just persevering and trying. That's all we're doing. Everybody, even the best in the world, are trying. And then every now and again, right place at the right time, and it just works fantastically. Yes, thank you. I agree. Thank you, Charles. I don't. It's getting there. Thank you. And you know that's why I do it literally, and I say this every time in the videos, and I'm sure people must be like, "Oh, here we go again. He's saying it again." But that's why I do this for free. I really do. I really do draw, and I do my tutorials for free because I truly want to inspire. I want to inspire people that don't have anything to draw, right? So this is why I use a basic. Look at the pen I'm using. It's getting misty, it's old, it's running out of ink. And I truly want to inspire people from around the world. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like. I want them to be inspired and see that you can have rubbish paper like I've got. I haven't got a fancy desk. My desk is butchered. Look at that. It's got, you know, there's nothing straight on here. I've got a piece of cardboard. I've got one of the cheapest pens in the world, bar none, the big biro, and you can do something amazing with it. That's my goal. And I did actually have this conversation because someone said to me, but what if you get sponsored by a brand and they, you know, they've got expensive pens? That would be a conflict of interest. I think that would be very difficult for me because it wouldn't support my philosophy. And that's why I don't use any fancy stuff. I will never use like fancy, I don't know, videos where you see I've got 65,000 pens. I will video this That's my pencil case, all right? See that? Nothing fancy. I've got a couple of this and that, and I'll show you my, sorry, that was my pen case. And this is my pencil case. And as you can see on this, it's not singing and dancing, it's not wow. And even look at the label that's on it. I can't make it up. It's hanging off. And here is written, a champion was a contender that chose never to give up. And that's my pencil case. When I open that, look, it's not even perfect. I need to tidy that up. That's really embarrassing, actually. See? A champion was a contender that chose never to give up. And this is where all the magic begins, just here. You could say this is a rubbish pencil case. It's not very tidy. It's definitely not clean in here. But it doesn't stunt my desire to learn. And I must have cut something on it. As you can see, these scratches. But my work has to be clean. My desire to learn has to be clean. I'm not teaching anything today. Oh, that's nice, Turbulences. And I always remember your name, actually. Always. I'm glad, because you've always shown a lot of interest. I really appreciate that. But you can find all of these videos on YouTube. This one, I don't know if I'll post it, because all I've done is really... What am I going to call this? A sketch session, I suppose. But I'm not teaching as such today. I'm just showing you guys what I do when I'm not tutoring. And I really enjoy teaching. And I really enjoy the fact that people like Turbulences has said, oh, not your videos, your YouTube is something that I watch when I haven't got much to do. That means that when she's bored, when she gets really, really bored, she might do something that I encourage her to do, but that's all right. I'm only joking. That's all good. You missed Art Nuke. You missed about 3. This is my 3rd today. Yeah, no precise hours, that's for sure. Inken, wie geht es dir? Bist du immer noch am Zeichnen? Und leider, ich habe deinen Livestream verpasst. Und ich glaube, es war um etwa 10 Uhr, habe ich gedacht, Inken, damals, sie hat irgendeinen Livestream und ich habe es verpasst. Entschuldigung. No, I know. I'm teasing. I'm always teasing. No. Don't worry. You do your thing. So I'm going to draw a little bit more. Ich werde ein bisschen mehr zeichnen. And unfortunately, I tend to jump. When I draw like this, I tend to jump all over the artwork. I don't just stick to one. As you'll probably see, I then jump onto something else. I never finish one face all the way to the end. Sorry, Nuke, if you're always catching me a bit late. I should schedule my lives, but I don't. I'm too much of a free spirit, unfortunately. I just like to just jump on when I want to, you know. Can we collab? Might you have to you'd have to connect with me via DMs. I will check you out. If we've got the same sort of artwork, yeah, we have to have a way of working. I'm more than open to join one of your lives or something like that if it will work for you. I can't imagine, I don't know what I can influence for you or, but yeah, why not? We all have to start somewhere. I'm from London, Jen. I'm from London. Originally, my family are Jamaican, but they were in the UK. You know, I grew up in the UK and stuff like that. So, London boy, South East London. Give her some wild hair. See, like now, I look at that and I think she's really cool actually. She's really nice. And I had no idea that it was going to turn out like that. It could have been totally rubbish or it could have been something quite cool like it is now. And that's what I like about her. I had no idea that was going to come out quite so interesting. I don't have one. I don't even know what that means. Art style, I don't even know what that means. Because I didn't go to art college. You say to me semi realism or stylized, and I go, it makes my eyes roll. It's probably somewhere in between all four. Yes. It is probably, this is a bit more, I think you could say that's a little bit more Marvel style. I agree. But I don't know I don't know what that means, mate. I don't know. People go, it's like people say, they talk about art, and I'm like this. I'm just sitting there with my eyes rolling left and right because I just use a big pen and like some really rubbish paper, and they're talking about different pencils. I do know stuff about that, but not. I don't know how to use. I've never used a graphite pen, for example. I've never used. I don't know. I'm so basic. Pen, paper, pencil, rubber, and that's about it. Unfortunately, I don't. I didn't grow up with anything more than that, and I think I've just stuck in that. I'm just stuck in that zone, fundamental zone. And sometimes I think some people talk like that. They start talking about what they use and the weight of the paper, which is good, which is very important when you obviously when you want to get to a high level and you really you need to work with the right paper. This is the science behind it as well. But I find that some people are preoccupied with the paper that they use and they're not putting into practice. So they're using this really expensive paper to practice on that, but you're not that good. You're just wasting your money, if I'm honest. But yeah, it sounds good when you say, oh yeah, I'll put this on 180 whatever gram paper or whatever they call it, but you can't draw. You need to just be using some random basic paper and working the pen and not worrying too much about, oh, the paper quality is not up to my standards. Okay, yep, if you say so. Tool is only part of the artist. Eggs. Zen, that sounds very philosophical, and I agree 100%. It's very true. Yes. Yeah, that's what I avoided. I avoided digital art because I didn't. I'm a bit against. I'm against the AI and the package movement. You know, because I was finding that when I was using Photoshop, I've got a really old version, and then it was like you had to pay monthly payments for it, and no, that's why I stopped it. Yeah, and I could take anything from here, put it in Photoshop, and use Photoshop as a tool. And like I could put the cool light in, and I love it. I used to love it. Photoshop is wicked. I think it's brilliant. And then I was finding that I was only as good as the tool, because the tool that I was using, what was it called? It was a variant of Photoshop. It's Photoshop, not the full version. It was a basic version. What was it called? And then I was thinking, no, I don't like that because I'm always being held back by the tool. And that's why I thought, you know what? Pen and paper. What was it called? It's on my old machine. It's actually on my old machine. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Is it Adobe Editor? Editor? Adobe something. I think it's Adobe Editor or something like that. And then I was like, I don't really like the way this feels. Oops. Made a mistake there. Got to go. No problem, Turbulences. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate seeing you again. And Zen, 2 a.m. your time. I'm just going to sketch along here quietly, and I'll probably do, what's the time now? Yeah, I'll probably do another 15 or so minutes. Do I have any tips on how to improve? Practice like everything, Cog. I would just practice absolutely everything. You can't do it enough. You cannot do it enough. And thank you for the kind gifts. Zen, excuse me, I didn't say that to the others. Glenn, Leanne, and Inken, danke vielmals. Thank you very much. This is what I'm doing. You can never do the same thing enough, I believe. Maybe you're talented and I'm not, but I have to practice everything that I do and make it almost like blinking and make it as natural as possible. And that's why I do these sheets all the time. No one taught me to do this. I'm just kind of making mistakes and having successes and just not dwelling on it. Keep moving with your artwork. That's what I would suggest. And sometimes you end up doing something that's not very good, and then sometimes you draw something that's really quite interesting. You surprise yourself because you weren't searching for it. Excuse me. Like this, I had no idea that I was going to draw this. Like this young lady's, I think she's really cool. I'll probably draw her again because I don't even know why I like this hair, but I've just drawn this totally random character here. Everything here is random. I have no idea why I've drawn them, but that's nice. Some are better than others, but they're all part of the same journey. That should be a little bit tighter there. No problem. Yeah, but references work as well. Find what works for you. Find what works for you. Yeah, she's wicked. She's really wicked. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll put her aside. Yeah, every now and again you find something just stands out, and that's what makes it worth it. For whatever reason, you just get those lines right. Like I say, you could do so many things that are not great, and then you find that one thing that is just like even his eyes. I find I like the way I've done these, and I didn't. It's not premeditated. It's just you stumble across it, and then when you stumble across it, you go, "Oh, yeah, that really works actually." And that's why I often encourage people when I say, "Oh, you have to work with thirds and work with this, and don't get locked in methods. This is his method. Find your own." How's your week been, Kim? You had a good week? And then sometimes I try to change things on purpose to see what effect is it gonna have on the artwork, you know? Like now I'm just going really angular just to see what's gonna come out of it, you know? What effect does it have on it? Hopefully I'll stumble across something. Okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's a change of weather and there's a lot going on at the moment. So hopefully things will start picking up for you. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear. I wish I could help you, mate. I really do. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Perseverance is the key. We have to persevere. That's life. That is life. We just have to keep persevering. Good. So I'm going to go for another couple of minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this and you want to learn to draw better than me, don't follow me on YouTube. So I shouldn't. You see, I shouldn't say that. That's really bad. You should follow me. Brilliant. You're gonna get there, mate. You're gonna get there. And if you ever need any artwork in the background that you think you could use to better your work, you know you can come to me anytime. Free of charge, guaranteed. If you feel, I could use that artwork in the background of any image that you're, I don't know, taking a photograph and you want to overlay it as a piece of graffiti or whatever, you know you can ask me. Guaranteed. Guaranteed I'll do that for you. Yeah, reverse cycle. Yeah, they V. V's worked me out. What you V, you're doing well as well actually. Your artwork is coming on. Your artwork is really coming on. You must be watching somebody else. Oh dear. Yeah, no, yeah, keep it in mind 100%. You know you can ask me that. Definitely. If you think there's anything that can enhance your photography, you just say, listen, mate, can I use that? Yeah, you can use it. Guaranteed. Royalty free. You just have to know that I live quite close to Rolex, so just bear that in mind. Thank you. Yeah, I actually like to draw eyes without any details sometimes as well. See, so or I try to draw them quite minimalistic, and I find that also quite interesting, where you focus a lot on the reflection. Like here, I find that these eyes are really, I like these. I really like these eyes because they're quite minimalistic, but you can really read them. Do you get what I mean? How you doing, Akainu? Long time no see. Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. But I don't really know I don't even know. Well, I focus more on the shading than I do actually on the eye, if you know what I mean. And then I try to like here I've just tried to combine the shading, the darkest areas. And that does have it like this. I love that. I love because it's almost like if I was to add more to this, it would take away from what we already have. But I don't really know how to explain that. But I do have no, I don't. I don't really know. Don't really know how. One day I'll sit down, I'll think about it, and I'll come up with my Ollie art drawing sessions. I just revealed my name. Oh, that's maybe because of what's his name, Bernie Wrightson. I think I'm picking up his style of shading like this. You see that? That I think is cool because you do see that depth and you're not adding that much to it. So there is something in there. There's something in that kind of style of sketching. Thank you very much. Akane is doing fine high school. Oh, nice. Very nice. All the best with that. Very nice. Akane has been around for a long time, following us. A very well welcome name to see. And then somehow this guy, even this guy here, he almost looks a bit. He looks a bit JoJo's Adventure. Who agrees with me on that one? He looks a bit JoJo's Adventure. It's quite weird. He does look a bit JoJo's Adventure. Ah, how you doing, Chrissy? I'm literally winding it down now. Thank you, Nicole. That's really nice of you to say so. This is literally a crazy sketch sheet. That's all it is. There is no rhyme or reason to it. And the ballpoint pen is the best ever. I love the ballpoint pen. So there are a few things I love about this. I love the eyes here. I love the eyes here. I actually love the skull here as well. I like this. It's kind of weird. I quite like that. And it's a little, I don't know why, but I've drawn it quite angular. And I like that. Somehow, I don't know why, but I've drawn him very angular. And he looks wicked. He's cool. He's okay, but she is wicked. Not impressed with this or this or this. This reminds me of JoJo's Adventures as well. This one and this one. Somehow. Not sure why. Oh wow, okay. Oh, welcome. You're welcome, Hosman. If I'm your teacher, you need to get on my YouTube. That's where I've got about 74 videos. So if you want to learn that, jump on my YouTube and you will find tons, but they are more tutorial based. Practice. Just, I don't even know how, but just practicing really basic lines like that. Just practicing basic lines like this. Just practicing basic circles and endless hours of repetition. Dinner time. Enjoy your dinner, mate. I'm going to be winding it down now. 100%. Oh, read this one. I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who the statue of God is. I have no idea. But I can imagine that something like this could be, you could turn this into something quite interesting. It almost looks like he's got some sort of headdress on. Yeah. And this is what people think I sit here and watch. I sit and watch anime all day. I don't. I just sit here and do this all day. Maybe I'm feeding the film industry and I don't even know it. Good stuff. So I'm going to wind it down, people, and go and relax with my family. So thank you all for joining me. I will probably post this anyway. And a video, why not? Because, it's quite interesting for people to just watch what people draw. It was real fun to watch you guys. Oh no! But you see what I mean here? It's almost like he's got what do they call it? The Sikhs wear the turban, like a turban. It almost looks like he's got a turban here. Don't ask me, mate. I have no idea. I have no zero ideas. But that's looking pretty good. Let's emphasize the teeth a little bit, and then I'm off to bed. Tuck. And he has a crown. Yes. Yes, have a good, nice to see you're doing well, Akenu. And I wish you all a lovely evening. Thank you to all the 19, 18 that have stuck with me and contributed with these fine gifts. I will be on again tomorrow and I will do a couple of tutorials tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. What you got? Yeah, yeah, I have to go. This is the third one of the day. Cog in the machine. Hopefully we'll catch up tomorrow. And Mazzy's just joined. And Mazzy, I'm just going. I hope you're doing well, Mazzy. Not working too hard. We've missed you. We've missed you, Mazzy. Where's Mazzy gone? See you again tomorrow. Maybe we'll see each other tomorrow. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.